You'll be sent a folder with two documents in, and it will look like this. This will be in your emails. So if you wish to pin that to the top of your inbox, I think that would be a good idea. It stops it getting lost amongst things from IT. So this is what your folder should look like. The name of the folder should correspond with the two document names as well. It should all be the same. You will have a scan of the original transcript, which you can see here, and also an empty Word document. So what you want to do is click on that Word document, and before you start, you want to make sure that this bar up here, or ribbon, is in the classic view. So you want to click on this little button here, this little arrow, and it says it's in classic ribbon view. It may look like this, which is not very helpful to us. So if you click on this button and make sure it's in classic, then that'll have all the tools that you need. So you want to click on the tab, so click and hold down the button and drag that tab out to split your screen. So you're going to push your mouse or your cursor into the side of the screen and you'll see this ghost window kind of come up. That's when you want to let go and it will split your screen equally. Therefore, you then want to click onto the other window, which should have your two documents. So you'll see your Word document here. Just to note, you don't need to save your work, it automatically saves. Next thing you need to do is open up your scan. Now, you may open up your scan and find that it's upside down. If that's the case, you just want to wiggle your mouse and find this little bar down here, and that will rotate it. If you want to zoom in, you can click on zoom and you can bring it in a bit closer as well. Now you are ready to start typing up this document. We need this document to be as accurate as possible to the original. However, you do not need to align the text in this way for the cover cover sheet. You can just do it as a list. So just whilst I'm talking about the cover sheet, there are two usually. So a typed up version and a handwritten version. They should more or less be the same. However, the typed up version is going to have additional edits to it. So unless they are absolutely wildly different, just stick to the typed up version. If they are very different, please contact Rebecca and she will contact the archivists about what to do next. So what we're going to do here is write up oral history tape catalogue, full stop, name. I'm not going to type it all out for you, but you get the idea. So tape number, and then you type in that tape number. Whilst you do that, just double check that this scan is of OHT61. That is the name of your document up here, OHT61, that you can see at the end there, and also here, OHT61, because that just makes sure that everything links up and nothing gets lost. So you can see here I'm not following the original formatting, but that's not a problem. Okay. There are sometimes some annotations put into this. So here we've got a complete change of title. So what we want to do is type up the original, but we're going to be true to the scan here, and we're going to cross it out. So how to do that? Click on font up here, and you'll see bold, italics, underline, and then you want strike through. So you could do the shortcut if you wanted, which is Control Shift X, or you can just click on the button. I'm not going to bore you with watching me type out that whole sentence, but you type out the whole thing. And we're going to take strike through off. So click on that again. Now what we're going to be putting in is an addition. It's a handwritten addition. It's not something that we have put on, but it's something that perhaps an archivist or the person who carried out this interview decided to add in later. So we're going to put a square bracket and put ADDN for addition. We're going to put semicolon, and then we're going to write what it is. So washing day and cooking and baking at Alton Mill. I don't know why that has changed, but what we want to do is try and keep this as accurate as possible, as accurate representation as possible. Okay, so then you'd carry on and type out the rest. Now you can see here that this has been struck all the way through, so there's quite a few bits that they just wanted to get rid of. So what you want to do is type it up, and either you can hit the strike through button as you type, or if you prefer to see it as you type it, you can type, I'll just write a bit of gobbledygook, hello from here, and then you can highlight it and then strike through. So it's up to you. It's up to how you like to do it. Sometimes things are not struck through, but they're completely redacted. So they have been struck through with such a thick pen that you cannot see it. And often that is because someone has asked to be anonymous. Therefore, we're not going to be able to do a thick black line here. We're just going to write redacted. And therefore people understand that you haven't just missed the name off, that it actually has been deliberately taken out of the document. Any uncorrected typos should be left as they are. However, any single letter or word corrections should be included in their corrected form. So for example, I know in another interview, someone has misspelt the word pole twice. So it's spelt P-L-O-E. And what the person has done is that they've put a cross through it, and in the margin they have written P-O-L-E, pole. So therefore, we don't need to write it as an incorrect spelling. You can just write it as a correction, because that will read a lot better, and it has actually been corrected while someone has gone through and edited. You will find that as you type, you are going to end up condensing this document. So currently it is at 6 pages long, I think, the actual interview. This may well condense down to about 4 or 5 pages. So therefore, the page numbers are no longer going to correspond. So what you want to do is just ignore it. We're not going to put page numbers on this, so that no longer matters. Also up here, you can see they kind of put a header of the tape number. You can just ignore that as well. You don't need to put that on. What we're interested in is the content of the actual interview itself. Just a final thing, if you do come across any offensive language or language that is now seen as outdated, please can you send the reference number to Rebecca and we'll just check it up against a list of discriminatory language or offensive language that we have listed, just in case we need to put a warning so that anybody who's using it for research will be prepared when they are reading it through.